So, got the driveway pretty much licked, as you can see. We got aft and stone down, got our drain tile in both sides. So we're going to talk about gravel road repair, maintenance, construction, and just some basic simple practices to follow when your contractor, myself, is going to build or reshape or resurface your gravel driveway or private road. Even when it's prepping for pavement, for example, you want, the most critical part is you want a crown. Okay, so a crown, let's say you have a 12-foot, 14-foot wide driveway. You want to have both sides of the driveway to be lower than the center of the driveway. So you want it to be a peak in the center of the driveway, so that not only do you fall water down the slope of the driveway, but you want to fall water to the sides of the driveway. That keeps the driveway from becoming basically a trough and carrying water. A little crown on the driveway. Built up this yard to the left. Did pretty good. So if there is no fall and it's a perfectly flat surface, you can just make that peak a little bit higher so that you are flowing water off to each side of the driveway. It's really important. On some of these driveways, you can see in the pictures and in the video here that we're back and forth on, you can see that crown, and sometimes it's tough to see because of the lighting and everything, but it is there. And generally you want like about 1.5 inches, 2 inches of crown to the center. The center of the road is going to be about 2 inches higher, roughly, than both the sides. And that's just going to keep water off of it. When you've got water on top of a gravel driveway, what happens is it just makes like a squishy sponge, for example, and that's what really splats out the mud and creates a pothole. That's really how potholes are created. If you've been on gravel roads before, for example, that have a really high crown, you'll often notice that they're pretty smooth and they're in pretty good shape, and it's because of that crown, so the water washes off of the road and doesn't stay on there and make for a squishy problem. So the second part about gravel driveway and private road maintenance, for example, there's a lot of people who will think that just filling in the pothole will solve the problem. And the truth of the matter is that filling in the pothole, like it's a temporary fix. It's a band-aid, it's a patch. It's not the proper way, however, to really fix a pothole. So a pothole is really a really hard bottom surface because all the fine particles have gathered at the bottom of that pothole, and it's almost like created like a little mini concrete bowl, for example. And that fills with water, and every time you drive a car through that, it splashes out the water and splashes out some of the material, and that pothole will actually get deeper. So part of the problem is that pothole is there because the crown, the grade on the driveway on the road wasn't done correctly. There was a low spot there and water was gathering there. Now this isn't, I mean, this is broad spectrum, so every driveway is a little bit different. But what you want to do, or if you go ahead and fill that with dirt, gravel, or whatever you have, what's going to happen is that area is still going to collect water, and it will become a smushy sponge again, and you'll drive over it, and that gravel, that pothole will actually just become bigger. So really just filling it in is an improper way to fix the pothole. So you can do it with a box blade, which is the blade or a drag behind a tractor. A lot of homeowners and stuff who have tractors, who have that equipment, can go ahead and do that. And that's a really reasonable, pretty good, decent fix to use. You can do that, you know, if you own your own tractor or a drag or something. That's a good way just to keep it maintained, and your driveway will stay in pretty good shape. However, for those of you who don't have that type of equipment on hand, one of the best things to do when looking for a contractor is really, I like to use the Harley rake. So you'll see in the video here the Harley rake, and what that is it's somewhat like of a rototiller, it's somewhat of a box blade, but it's a really, I love that tool. It's probably one of my most favorite attachments, tools in the whole toolbox of excavating equipment, because what it does, it really tills up and remixes the gravel into what would be like a brand new gravel. And a lot of times you can avoid bringing in new gravel material hauling in, trucking in, so you're going to save the cost of trucking and the material in order to repair or fix your driveway. I did that a couple times last year for people, and you're not always going to save on trucking. Sometimes there's just so much material that's been washed away over the years that you really do need to bring in material to build up the crown, or make additions to the driveway. So Harley raking's a great way to go because it mechanically tills up, breaks up the bottom of those potholes, and basically the bottom of what you could somewhat consider to be a concrete little bowl at the bottom there. But fantastic way. You push that material into the center of the road to recreate the crown, and they're a great utility tool to repair and remake gravel driveways. So hope this helps for you guys. Appreciate you watching. If you found this helpful, insightful, leave a comment below. Tell me what you think. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed, and appreciate you guys watching. Take care. Thanks. Bye.